The 2020 hurricane season has been active with 30 storms so far through the middle of November, and almost half of the storms have been hurricanes. On October 28th, Hurricane Zeta made landfall just west of Grand Isle. The storm system continued through to New Orleans and to the Mississippi Gulf Coast. At landfall, Zeta was a strong Category 2. In some areas on the Gulf Coast, winds reached 110 miles an hour, only 1 mile an hour from a Category 3. Over 180,000 Mississippian residents were without power, and the process to bring electricity back was complicated. Power transformers and their fuses can blow due to strong winds, lightning, or damage sustained to power lines. With Zeta, fallen trees and severe winds damaged multiple power poles, causing many streets to be littered with downed power lines. Numerous South Mississippians did not have electricity for days after, and many power company customers did not see power until after a week after Hurricane Zeta made landfall. People did not expect Zeta to produce large amounts of damage, and some business owners were not prepared for days without power. Hurricane Zeta made landfall on a Wednesday, and some residents did not have power until the following Monday. In Bay St. Louis, nearly every street is surrounded by debris and other forms of damage from the hurricane. This is the site of a hardware store down in Old Town Bay St. Louis that was set to reopen in a couple months, but with Hurricane Zeta, the damage is almost unrepairable. The damage is really from the hurricane not losing strength as it made landfall. A fast-moving hurricane and being on the right side of it is a recipe for disaster. Harbors and yacht clubs line nearly every city on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Mandatory evacuations for boat owners were set, but some either could not move their boats in time, or they did not care because they thought the hurricane would not be that strong. Unfortunately for them, they were wrong. With the 10-foot tidal surge, boats left in the docks that were not properly tied down were allowed free roaming, and many found new residents on Highway 90. These boats have been stuck in their location for more than 2 weeks after Zeta made landfall. While visiting the coast in early November, there were no cleanup crews to be seen. There have been no announcements for a formal cleanup for larger pieces of debris. These boats may have to sit in their new dock locations for the foreseeable future. In the Bay St. Louis harbor, damage was minimal, with only a few boats being left in the marina. Some boats were sunk and others were gravely damaged, but this will still be a challenge for crews to clean up. The flood levels did not get high enough for these boats to be moved far, but the damage can still be seen from Hurricane Zeta. Pascagoula Harbor was in worse shape than the Bay Marina. Docks were shifted and construction debris is littered along the highway. With no cleanup crews on site, the debris could remain longer than people expected, and everyday traffic is warned to drive with high caution. Sailboats were the more common vessels to be washed ashore. With their light weight, they are easily moved by weaker winds. And Zeta was unfortunately very strong, so these boats were moved with ease, and the owners are going to have to come up with a plan soon to safely remove the boats. In Long Beach, this sailboat was stuck in front of the yacht club, and it could be seen as a nice piece of advertising for the club until they can reopen. Right across the highway was a pair of boats moved by the flood waters. The Happy Day boat was removed from a McDonald's drive-thru and can be seen here. Left out on the side of the road, these boats are pretty high inland, so the removal process could be a challenge for cleanup crews. Traffic is open on most roads, and these eyesores may remain until a plan can be developed. COVID-19 could be affecting these cleanup plans, so the delay may be in place for safety reasons as cases continue to rise daily. The coast is seeing little improvements, and neither MEMA or FEMA have released any cleanup plans. For now, the debris is not going far, and the Gulf Coast residents will have to deal with it.